I catch you at a good time?
I'm in a bank line right now, so can you call me back in a few minutes?
Sure, sure. I'll give you a call back in like
Okay.
5.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye. All right. Getting ready to give this fella a call. Try to get him locked up here. I just called him right now. He's in the bank line though. Gonna give him a call in like 5 minutes, which means he's not in front of his computer. But so I'll probably give him a call in like 10 minutes, to be honest. 15 more like it. I want to catch him when he's in front of his computer when he's home so that he can just go ahead and sign off on it. I had Jared on here, YouTube subscriber. His sister's friend go out to the property earlier today to take pictures of the exterior. Ugh. So I got those. So essentially, if I can get it locked up here, then I'm just gonna be able to start marketing it to buyers immediately, which is what I'm hoping for. Um, yeah, there's nothing really I would need to do. I would just need to future pace it with him and set expectations as to what it's going to look like. Now that I have all the pictures that I need, I don't have to actually send somebody out ahead of time to take pictures before I start marketing it to buyers. Then I could just go ahead and start marketing it to buyers and then set the expectation that we will need one day closer to the end of the inspection period that will allow us to get in there and just again dot our i's, cross our t's. It'll be a handful of people, likely going to be a team of realtors, so we can get a couple opinions. Again, since this is we typically operate in Houston, so this is going to be a new venture for us. So we've been talking with a few realtors. We want to get some opinions of a few others, so that way we know what we're getting into and what our exit strategy is going to be on the back end. And then we also are going to have to contract some uh, some laborers to get out there and get the job done for us. So again, this is a new market for us. So we're going to want to get some bids, personally, and get some people out there just to take a look and really hone in on the numbers and figure out exactly what it is that we'll be looking to do with the property on the back end. So I do want to kind of put that out there. By no means, and we like to schedule everybody. This is what I'm going to say to him. I'm kind of just practicing right now. We like to schedule everybody on the same day at the same exact time. It can get a little bit hectic because of that, but that will be the only time we'll need to get into the property. Again, we like to schedule everybody at the same time so that we're not going in and out, continuing to disturb the tenant every time we have to get eyes on the property. That way we can just get everybody out there at the same exact time and they'll be in and out within the hour. Uh, yeah, I don't think he'll have any issue with that. That's the one thing that we've been talking about, and that's why I'm going to say, you know, it, I'd I also like to kind of schedule everybody just a one day closer to the end of the 2 week period for the inspection, especially in this case since we're having to kind of recruit new people to the team. I just want the opportunity to get as many people as I mean I probably won't say it like that, but I just want that opportunity to make sure that everybody's schedule is lined up because I know some people schedule a week in advance with a lot of their things. So by scheduling it a little bit further out in advance, it'll allow a couple more people to mark their calendars, and hopefully they'll have their schedule free. That way we can get everybody in there at the same time. So I don't think I'll have any issue with that. The other provisions that I have here, I can't remember if said that I was going to pay closing costs on it. I'm just going to include it that I will, or that the buyer will rather, because I can't remember if I did or did not. And this guy already has his guard up like crazy, so I don't even really want to mess around with trying to sneak anything in the agreement or anything like that. Be crystal clear about it. Where is this? Here we go. Buyer to pay all closing costs, not including any unpaid taxes, liens, or judgments. Buyer has the option to order a survey upon buyer's request. If he says anything about that, it's just if we end up making additions to the property, we like to get surveys just to get it cleared. Um, Other times it may be mandatory. I'm not quite sure with this subdivision. If title work is not complete by closing date, line 9, reference to not line 9 in the parentheses, closing shall happen within a 60-day period once title work is complete. Getting all these from Stephen Loud as well. He's somebody who I've been following that wholesales out in Houston. And I watched his video going over this contract. So I'm getting a lot of them from him. And I believe he got it from Byron the Investor. So want to give a shout out to them. The title work is not complete by closing date. Closing shall happen within a 60-day period once title work is complete. So essentially, if there's any hiccup in title, you know, this is me talking to the seller. Don't throw a fit about it. We'll get it resolved, and we're gonna extend the closing date another 60 days because if that's the only thing that needs to get done, stuff happens. Something may pop up in title that requires us to wait that long. So, and it may not be my fault. It may not be the seller's fault. It may just be something on title that nobody was familiar with. So that kind of just allows everybody to sit tight, sit in place while the agreement just gets extended. The closing date gets extended by up to 2 months. Buyer has the free right to record a memorandum of contract to secure the integrity of this agreement. I might take that out because I don't know if I have any intention on filing a memo on this one. I might want to explore it. It depends on what type of feedback I'm going to start getting from the buyers. If it's big enough, I'm already kind of reaching out to some people for transactional funding. Excuse me, so that I can try to double close on it, as well as what was I just gonna say? Yeah, I've been reaching out to some people for transactional funding to double close on it. Man, I had another thing that I was gonna say about whether or not I was gonna file a memo. Because it's a pretty big spread, and I don't want anybody coming out. And I might file it. No, I probably, as long as people are coming back and it looks like the spread's going to be pretty big on it, I'll probably go file a memo just in case, just to be sure. But I actually don't think that you need it in the agreement. It's just better if it's expressly written and agreed to by the seller. Um, and I don't know. I don't think he would throw a fit about it. But I also, again, don't want to raise any red flags with the guy. I've got him to lower his guard already so much. I don't want to, beggars can't be choosers. I can't necessarily be like, again, slipping these things in just because we've never talked about them before and now they're in here. It's gonna throw them off, and I just am not trying to throw them off. The only extra language in here in the provisions that I want are things that we've already discussed. So buyer to pay all closing costs. Buyer has the option to order a survey. That's nothing we discussed, but it's no big deal. If title work is not complete, we'll push it out another 2 months, up to another 2 months. That's just if something unforeseen pops up. Again, nothing that we previously talked about, but I don't think it's something that he'll throw a fit about. After inspection, seller to issue the tenant a 30-day notice to vacate, and the property shall be delivered vacant at the time of closing. So that's that big one that we've been talking about. And this is what we've been talking about. After the inspection, he'll issue the 30-day notice. And once the 30-day notice is up, which is going to come before the closing date of what I'm proposing to be the last day of February, then the property shall be delivered vacant at the time of closing. So that's the stuff that's in there. Agreed upon earnest money, agreed upon price. Seller shall furnish to buyer at buyer's expense and owner policy of title insurance. These are the things I'm just going to point out to him essentially. Hey, yeah, here's, it's under a revocable trust as the seller. So that's why it's listed at that on the first line. This company name right here is this on the second line. That's me. Just double check this information right here. Lot 1, block 22 in Burleson subdivision. Hopefully nobody goes and looks this up after I just leak that out. But 200,000 cash. Oh, there it goes. 200,000 cash. The title policy will not be amended or deleted or have these discrepancies, conflicts, shortages, and area deleted. I need to confirm with him whether or not his property is in a an HOA, homeowners association. If so, I need to check that off. That's going to be the first thing I'm going to talk about when I try to get him on the phone with the agreement in front of him. Buyer accepts the property as is. That's checked off. Closing proposed date right there for the last date of February. And that is it before we discuss the provisions. A few pages down. Oh no, wait, same page. Or did I scroll past it completely? Closing, possession upon closing and funding, then special provisions, the ones that I just went over, and then everything else is pretty standard up until the time to sign. So wish me luck. Like I said, I'm probably gonna give him another couple minutes. Should I get warmed up on the dialer? That sounds like a good idea. What's up, Jared? Getting ready to call this guy, try to close him out. But I think I'm gonna warm it up on the dialer for a second. Seems like a good idea. I called him 12 minutes ago. He said he was in the line at the bank. I want to catch him when he's at home in front of his computer. So I'm gonna give him like 20 minutes. I'll give him a call in like 10 more minutes. Just familiarizing myself with the TREC, the TREC here, because that's what I've threw out that I was going to send it to him as, and that is what I plan to use. I already kind of have it pre-filled out. I just need to get a little bit more confirmation and information from him to include here, and then I'm going to throw it into my e-signature platform and hopefully send it over to him. Yeah, so keep your fingers crossed. I'm going to, like I said, pull up the dialer. Just because I'm crazy like that. You know? Crazy. I was running the numbers for that property again too. It's kind of all over the place to be honest. But as long as ARV will push 300,000, then I think we're good. Yeah, it would be close. If ARV sat right around 300, it would be pretty close. But things are selling for over 400. But then others are selling for much less. I don't know. It's pretty difficult to comp it. And I think there's something going on with the neighborhood. It's an historic neighborhood. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm sure it does. Excuse me. I'm sure it does. So, but again, I mean, a place is pretty good condition. So I think anybody can come in here, even if it wouldn't sell for anything like close to 400, but just like slightly over 300. I think there's still enough spread there for me to get paid. It would be much smaller than what I'm anticipating, and I'm not going to go into it with the assumption that it's going to be that. But uh, I'm being honest. In all reality, it might very well be. But if somebody sees it like I do, then ARV's probably closer to 400, and then the spread's going to be huge. So it's going to be hit or miss on this one. Well, it's going to be home run or base hit. It's not going to be a miss. That's for damn sure. was digging a little bit and tried to find some title companies out near Austin. That's what I'm writing down right now. Some options. Yeah, I need to get some lists in here. I'm super dry. Sheesh. I'm gonna do this because I know people are gonna answer on this one. Um, oh, come on now. All right, it's gonna take a second for that campaign to populate. I had to go in and turn it on and activate it. Usually takes like a minute or two before it gets the contacts in there for some reason. And I found out I talked to support, so I have like 9 different campaigns in here. You know, different counties, different absentee, liens, vacant, driving for dollars. Um, so if I don't call through one of these after like a week or something like that, I think it automatically turns off. It deactivates, and then you have to go in. You have to edit the live filter. You have to turn the live filter on, save that, then activate the campaign, and then save that. I don't know why it does that or what the benefit of turning them off is, but that's what I just had to do right now with this campaign. And like I said, it will take like a minute or two for it to actually populate with the contacts. So it's on and active right now, but there's 0 people to dial. And it usually just takes a few minutes. It's taking a lot longer than usual. Jay Scott, hi. What's the name of the dial? It's called Tools. The dialer is called Tools. Be right back. Use the restroom. Hopefully, it'll be done by then. All right. There you go. Now it's damn near. I just want to call the guy back, but I'm putting a few minutes on here. I really just want to catch him when he's. I'm eager, so I'm trying to check myself, but or not check myself, but just wanting to let it breathe and not, you know, assume that he's gonna run away for some reason. Because I really want to catch him when he's at home in front of his computer, and when I don't know if. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Robert.
Who's calling?
Robert, how's it going? This is Derek. No, this is a bit random, but was calling about a property I believe you own on Gooddale Lane.
Okay, it's not for sale.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call and see if you'd ever consider an offer. While I have you,
Uh,
would you happen to have any others you might be willing to
I
sell at the
don't.
moment?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Sure.
Right away. So this list right here, this is everybody who never replied to a text. So this is my no SMS response campaign, meaning that they got texted a number of times over the course of like 20 days and they never replied. That, or for some reason, uh, it kicked back as an error when I tried to text them. So they never got texted in the first place. But a majority of these people went through the course of the 20 days and just never replied. So those are probably going to be the people who pick up, and the errors are probably going to remain errors, and they're going to be like bunk numbers or something, you know? And I'm just going to confirm that when I dial through. Hello?
Hello,
Hey, Raymond?
Raymond.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I have the right number here. Hopefully, you can help me out. I was looking for
I
the
think you do. I think you're gonna ask me about a house that I might have for sale.
possibly.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's not me.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry about that.
That, that.
Better. Hmm. Just kind of whatever about this deal, you know. I don't want to act like too cool for school or anything like that, but I do want to kind of bring this mentality into all of my deals and kind of just treat it as part of the. Hello?
Hello.
Hey,
Yes,
Henry?
hello.
Hello? Can,
Hello.
can you hear me? Hello?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, is this Henry?
Yes.
Henry, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but was calling about a property I believe you own on Arrowhead Lane. He hung up if you didn't catch that. He cut me off too. I forget what I was saying. Oh, I really just kind of want to treat it as part of the process, right? Like getting somebody to sign an agreement shouldn't be any different than me sitting on my computer and virtually driving for dollars. It's just another part of the process. Yeah, it's going to happen less frequently, but I do want to kind of bring that like kind of cool guy, whatever mentality into every aspect of it because if I don't, then I get in my feelings about it, and then something goes wrong and then I get super upset, whereas if I cold called somebody and they rejected me, I don't really feel anything. I'm kind of numb to it. So trying to bring that into every aspect of the process. Like if I don't get this signed, it's kind of just like a whatever. Because that's to be expected as well to send agreements to make offers and then offers not get accepted and agreements not get signed. It's even, knock on wood, but it's even, contracts that get signed that don't close, right? That's happened to me as well. I've had 5 contracts, 2 closings. So even if I get this one and close it, I'd still only be at a 50% contract to close ratio. Granted, I was a rookie, so my first 3 deals fell through, and I don't think it was a coincidence that it was my first 3, as opposed to like me closing the first one, not closing the second one, not closing the third one, closing the fourth one, not closing the fifth. It was my first 3 learning curve uh, to face there. So once I got over that, I've closed my last 2. So, um, but again, just to say, it's part of the process, and for me to be at that understanding before I get in my feelings about anything, any type of rejection or anything. Yeah, I forgot that these people also have been getting marketed to. Clearly, I have texted them, so um, they're probably this is a list or no, okay, this is just a group of anybody. So these are just different lists all in one, kind of a what do you want to call it? A hot pot of different lists. It's just if this is just anybody who never replied to a text, regardless of what list they came from, and they make their own new list within my dialer. Which do you use to prefer, Adobe Sign or DocuSign? I use HelloSign. It's all the same stuff. Um, I forget why we went with HelloSign when we first signed up, but now I have all my templates already pre-templated in there, so that's what I use. HelloSign. It's all the same. Does the same thing. DocuSign, HelloSign, WriteSign, Adobe. Don't think too much about it. Hello?
Yeah,
Hey, Bruce.
yeah,
Bruce, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Pine Circle.
yeah. Still live in it.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call. Wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there. You ever considered selling?
Yeah, we'll be selling eventually.
Okay. Eventually, like years down the road, or has the conversation been had?
Probably within another year.
Okay. Okay. Did you have
What's
plan?
it,
I'm sorry. Go
the
ahead. I'm sorry.
ballpark? What are you looking at ballpark right now?
So let me tell you, my partner and myself, we do have some
All
cash
right,
on hand.
all right, man.
What's that?
Good talking to you.
Can you hear
If
me?
you can't spit it out, then we don't even need to talk.
I'm sorry.
I just asked you ballpark. I just asked you ballpark what you would be offering now.
Oh,
If you
oh,
can't
well,
spit,
yeah, I wouldn't want to throw a number out that I wouldn't be able
all
to
right,
honor or anything like that.
thanks,
So,
bud. Bye
if
bye.
okay,
Yep,
have a good
thanks.
one. I'll follow up with them. Uh, I almost guarantee you he's not looking to sell in a year. He just said that so that I can throw a number out. Um, but I will follow up with him like 6 months. Hmm. He wasn't even willing to let me. Like he cut me off when I said, "Well, let me tell you." Like I don't think that that's that scripted. I try to say it in a way where it's like it's coming off the top of my head, where it's like, "Well, let me tell you," you know. But I guess he again. That's why I don't think that he really. Hello.
Yes, mm-hmm.
Hey, Mr. Ross.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but was calling you about a property I believe you own on Julia Street.
Mm, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Just wanted to give you a quick call and wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there. You ever considered selling?
Not at the moment. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you taking the call.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, let me call this guy. I got all these things popping up in front of me. Hey, Morris.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well, doing well. How about you?
Good, good.
Good. Did I catch you at a good time? I still feel like you're a little busy.
Yeah, I'm on it now. No, I'm just driving now, so I'm
Oh,
okay.
okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to try to give you some time to get home. But you know, will you be home soon? You want me to give you a call in a couple minutes?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, okay. All right, perfect. So yeah, I just wanted to round back, let you know that I was able to get somebody out there today, actually this morning, kind of take a peek at the exterior, send me some pictures. So just wanted to give you an update on that, and just so you know, I let her know to be, keep her distance, to be respectful of the tenants and all that. So she was just kind of from the street, snapping some pics of the exterior. So looks
Okay.
looks good to us. We're prepared to move forward on what we've been talking about. So that's why I was gonna see if how soon you'd be home. I'd love to kind of send you the agreement over. Maybe go over it right now so that so that I only have to draft it up once before I send it over to you, and then a bunch of things need to be changed on it. So a few things actually that I did have questions on that popped up in the agreement here. Is the property in an HOA?
No, it's not.
Okay, okay. So I'll go ahead and check that off then. Um, yeah. All right. And then I was just going to not HOA. Sorry, I'm bouncing around. Um, your mailing address so that I can include that on here. Gotcha. Okay, so I'll be sure to include that here in the agreement, and then let me pull it up just so that I can kind of read you off some of the provisions that I. Well, you know what? I think I'd rather just send it over to you. That way, you can be looking at it as well. Um, but I'm going back and forth. I guess there's no harm, so that like I said, I'm not having to revise it. So the special provisions in the little area where it just allows you to kind of put some free form language in there. In there, I don't know if we even talked about it, but I included to say that the buyer is to pay all the closing costs. So we'll go ahead and cover the closing costs here, just to make it an even more smooth transition for you, not including any unpaid taxes, liens, or judgments or anything like that. So just included it in there that
Right.
we can cover closing costs, but anything like that would have to come out of your end. Buyer has the option to order a survey upon buyer's request. Not sure if we're going to need one. Not sure, what the exact exit strategy here is with the property, but just in case we do want to order one, it will be at our expense, and just wanted to kind of include it in there if it does pop up.
Right.
Next one, I say if the title work isn't complete by the closing date that I outlined up above, that the closing date shall happen within a 60-day period once the title work is complete. Just in case, there's anything unforeseen that pops up that's, neither one of our faults. It's just something on title, maybe that nobody was familiar with that will delay it. It just allows us to kind of sit tight, push the closing date out so that we can still, get things done without having to redraft any agreements and push the closing date out on any new agreements, anything like that.
Right.
And then the last one, I kind of just included the what we've been talking about with the tenant. I say after inspection, seller to issue the tenant a 30-day notice to vacate, and the property shall be vacant at the time of closing. So I'll send this
Okay.
over. When do you think you'll be home?
Well, oh God, I forgot mine. I really won't be home. I'm in Houston right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
won't be home until tomorrow evening, but I think I ran off. I got my iPad, so
Oh, okay, perfect. That's what I was
uh,
gonna ask.
I have my phone, but I'm not real good with that iPhone on signing. Are you gonna send it like DocuSign
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. So, and I agree. The phone's a little too small for me too. So if you have an iPad, I think that would work best.
Yeah, but I think I ran off and left it at home. I just I normally bring it, but when you started asking me, and I thought, wait a minute, I don't
Yeah.
think I
Yeah.
brought it with me.
Okay. You want to try to give it a try on the phone?
Um, well, if it's DocuSign, I can probably get my wife to sign it.
Uh huh.
You know,
Yeah. And that's
uh,
another thing, actually, that I wanted to. Uh, her name is Diana, correct?
Diana, yeah,
Okay, perfect.
Diana.
Yeah, so I saw that on the trust name. So I've included. I'll include a place for her to sign as well at the bottom there, and then I just went ahead and I initialed for you both at the bottom so that you're not having to go through and initial every single page. Rather, just kind of sign it off at the end. So I'll include a place for both of you guys to sign off at the end there. So yeah, what I can do, are you with your wife? Is she out in Houston with you?
No, no, I'm not. She's at home, so she'll get it on the computer, the big screen. But
Yeah.
uh, uh, what I could do is I could try to look at it. I mean, it's a standard Texas real estate form, right?
Yep.
The offer.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with those. So I kind of go through it on the phone, and if everything looks good to me, I can have her sign it either tonight or in the morning.
Okay, on your behalf, you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
DocuSign doesn't know who's doing it, really.
Yeah, yeah. As long as you're comfortable, like you're saying, as long as you can take a look at it and make sure that everything checks out, I'm comfortable with that. So I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll type it up. I mean, like I said, the only other things that I'd like for you to take a look at is obviously the address and stuff to make sure that it's written correctly. On here, I have the 200,000 to be paid cash, and then just
okay.
kind of scrolling through. What I didn't fill out was a title company. So us typically operating out in Houston, we have a title company that works out in Houston. But we may explore
That's
working.
fine.
Okay, okay,
A Houston title company's fine.
okay.
That's where I work out. I think that's where I am today. As a matter of fact.
Gotcha. Okay, so it won't be an issue for you to get to Houston.
No.
Okay, okay. Yeah, then we'll just go with the title company that we use. It's Citizen Title. I'll go ahead and I'll include that on there. And then once we get escrow opened, I'll be sure to have the escrow officer, her name is Martha, get in contact with you to kind of,
Yeah,
be there for you to
because
guide you through the process.
yeah, it won't matter to you, but this is going to be a 1031 exchange.
Right, right,
So I'm work. She'll be working with a 1031 exchange company.
right,
I can't touch them, or otherwise I'm screwed.
right, right, right. So, okay. I'll go ahead and let me take note of that as well. I know you've mentioned that before, but now that you brought it up in that fashion, I want to be sure to kind of put everybody on notice right when we open escrow, just so that it's known
Yeah,
up front. Um,
yeah.
and
I'll give her. As soon as I hear from them, I'll get her in contact with my 1031 company, and they'll take it from there.
perfect, perfect. And the last few things on here, the earnest money, 995 that we had agreed to, the 14 days
Right.
inspection on there, and then I have, seller shall furnish the buyer at buyer's expense, owner policy of title insurance. Just kind of reading these off, things to look out for. But again, you're familiar with it. So I'll go ahead and what I'll do is I'll type this up. I will email it to that email that you had just provided to me. And then just let me know, when you're able to take a look at it and when you think that your wife would be able to sign off.
Okay, sounds good then.
All right. All right. Appreciate you. Um, yeah. And I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, very good.
All
Thank
right.
you a lot.
Bye now.
Bye.
All right. So that's that. I don't. I mean, I want to see what you guys are talking about. if you guys are saying anything. Who's in here? Jared, you in here? I'm just like, I typically won't. I typically have in the past, I have made it a point to not send agreements because they are going to shop your offer. This gentleman, I don't think he's talking to anybody else. The way that we built up the relationship and the rapport that we've built, I really don't think that. I really don't think that he's going to shop it around. Like he's saying, he's talking about getting his wife to sign it on his behalf before he even gets home by tomorrow evening. So I think we're good to go. He is familiar. He owns, again, this gentleman owns 30 properties. So hopefully this is like if anything, a sign of, wow, Derek can talk to a guy with 30 properties. Not even to, well, no, I'm going to pat myself on the back because in the past I would have shied away from that. I would have I would have shied away from having a conversation with somebody who I felt was far more experienced than I am. This guy's been in the business for a long time. He's owned this property for I think something like 20 years. He owns 30 properties, and he's close to 70 years of age. So he's been in the business for a really long time. Knows what he's doing. He's very familiar, like he said, with the Texas real estate contract, which is why I educated myself on the contract and wanted to submit that to him. I knew he was going to want to expect to see that, and in the 1031 exchange, all that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and send it off. Like I said, in the past, I would have shied away from sending it off because I was afraid that they were gonna shop the offer, which a lot of sellers do. So don't take this as, oh, I'm just gonna send offers to everybody when they're not in front of the computer. I wanted to make sure that he was in front of his computer. He was talking about his iPad. He was talking about his phone. All that. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and send it and keep my fingers crossed and stay. Keep your fingers crossed with me, guys. Drop me a like to wish me some good luck. And what I'm gonna do is, um, what I'm gonna do is send it off and just kind of let him know. Try to keep in contact with him as much as possible. Send it to him within the next, 20, 30 minutes here. Hey, just wanted to let you know. Shoot him a text. Hey, just sent it off to that email. Take a look and let me know what you think. And when your wife would be able to sign off. If I don't hear back, um, until then I'll reach. I mean, I don't want to hassle the guy, so I'm gonna reach back out maybe midday tomorrow. Hey, just wanted to round back. Any update on when you think you'd be able to get that signed off on? Because I don't. I still want, and I want to make sure because it's getting close. I want to make sure that I give everybody adequate time. We need at least 45 days to give tenant 30 days after the 14-day inspection period. And February being a short month, I have it closing on the last day of February. So 28, 29, 37. Yeah, it's really close. 39, 40, 41. I mean, no, it's already late. 714 on top of the 30. Oh, no, 1, 2, 3. So, no, we're good. We're good. God, I hate this. Next time, tell them your offer expires in like 48 hours. Yeah, that was something that I definitely should have done. Yeah, even just like, I mean, I can still do that when I text them. Hey, just sent over the offer, just so you know. Um, it's gonna time out in 48 hours, and whatever. He sounds good. We sound like we're on the same page. He sounds excited, so it's all good. I future pasted it to let him know, like, you know, I tried to slip in there as much as possible, like, hey, I know what I'm doing, without saying it. Like, yeah, the title company, the escrow officer, they're gonna connect with you. The 1031 exchange, yeah, we're gonna open escrow. Started dropping all the lingo. I have to replay it. My battery died right when he started talking to him. Damn. Uh, it was pretty uneventful. I'll be honest with you. It could have been way smoother. It could have. I went through the contract essentially with him when he wasn't even looking at it, but but he's familiar with it. So um, appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, notification button. Wish me luck. I'm gonna draft this up. What I'm actually gonna do right now is hop onto another video. Uh, my buddy just reached out to me who I went to college with, and he's interested in learning about wholesaling or just I don't really know what he wants to know, to be honest. He just asked if I had a second to talk about off-market property. So I told him I'd give him a call in like 30 minutes. That was about 20 minutes ago. So I'm gonna give him a call in like a couple minutes. I'm gonna restart a new video because I think that will be beneficial to to watch me have the conversation with somebody who's interested, right? Does that make sense? So that he will likely be having beginner like questions, and I'll be able to try to answer them to the best of my ability. And I think it will be good content to watch us have that conversation. So I'm gonna start a new video, and hope you guys are willing to join me there. Peace.